Welcome to FONTÉFIT The Podcast. It's your host, FONTÉFIT, and I'm here to broadcast, okay? Today, we are going to be diving into the topic of confidence and if that's even something that you got, okay? Are you interested to figure out if that's something that you got? You are? Okay, perfect. Stay tuned for today's episode. Okay, so before we get into the topic of confidence today, I do want to make you guys aware of my blog post, okay? So I'm basically reading off of my blog website, which is fonte.fit. Link will be in the description. And I'm going to use this as my blueprint for this video. So before we get into figuring out if you have confidence or not, we have to first identify what is confidence and where does it come from? So I did a lot of research, and first of all, let's first read the Google's definition for confidence. And Google's definition is: confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, okay? Firm trust. So right there, we already know that confidence, it involves trust. It involves a belief, right? So in order to have something, you have to trust and you have to believe, right? So another word for trust and belief, if you're spiritual, is called faith, okay? So to kind of make sense of that, in order to have confidence, you have to have faith in something, or belief that you can, or faith that you can even rely on someone, you know? And you may be wondering, if you're not aware, what is faith? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, faith, according to Hebrews 11:1, is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. King James Version, okay? So the Google definition for faith, though, is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So with those two definitions, it seems that you can't have one without having the other, because confidence is the feeling or belief or the faith that one can rely on someone or something. And faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So without faith, you can't have confidence. And without confidence, there's really no faith. You understand? So these two come together. They're peas in the pod. They're PB and J. You can't have one without the other. Though a front of confidence can get you in certain areas of life, but it won't keep you there. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep you in these positions that you are rightfully, I hope you're rightfully, positioned for. All right, so now that we're aware of what faith is and confidence is, we want to see, in order to understand something, we have to look at the origins of words and trying to piece them together, really to get the full meaning of a thing, okay? So where does faith come from? Well, according to Romans 10:17, faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. So in order to even have faith, which is required to have confidence, you have to hear, and hear through the word of Christ. Okay, that means you have to constantly be inundating your mind. I hope that's the word. But you have to constantly be inputting the word of God into your soul, into your mind, so that that can be the fuel for your faith. Okay, based on the word of God, the words of our Creator, He's letting us know that in order to activate the kind of confidence we want, we need to hear His word, which makes sense because God is the epitome of confidence. And in order to get something, you got to go get it from the source. So it will make sense as to why we have to constantly hear the words that come from the source's mouth in order to digest and produce attributes from the source. Are you following what I'm saying? I hope you are, okay? Being confident or having faith in the being that made you gives you the tenacity to have confidence in yourself, right? So if you don't have faith in God, if you don't have belief that He's even alive, you really don't have real confidence. It's fake. Because when hard times come, when push comes to shove, when you're the last man standing in a war, what are you going to fall back on? What is your anchor that keeps you stable? Because I'm not talking about the confidence where everything is going good and you really you're not being challenged, and it's easy to create a facade or a presence of confidence. I'm talking about when you actually have to put the confidence in play. When you actually have to say, hey, if I don't believe in anything, I believe that God will put me through this. Or I believe that the situation is done and dealt with. You can't rely on your own self for that. You're not all seeing, and you're not omnipresent, and you're not in the end already. But if you have faith in the one who is the end and who is the beginning, that gives you assurance, confidence that where you are has already been handled. I hope you're following what I'm saying, because this is very powerful and this is very insightful and key to understanding confidence and gaining confidence within yourself. So before you gain confidence in yourself, you have to gain confidence in the person who created you. Then you'll be able to gain confidence in yourself. Okay? So basically what I'm trying to say essentially here is that being truly confident in yourself is all about having complete confidence in the creator of confidence. Okay? Those two, that goes hand in hand. Okay? Because the creator of the world, he cannot lie to you. So that's something you can rely on. Okay? So because he can't lie on you, hearing his word only builds you up with confidence. Come on now. Now that I've kind of briefed over what real confidence is and how to get real confidence, I want to also provide you with other tips to sustain the main point. Okay? Let's go ahead and get into that topic. Okay, so these next steps, coupled with the main point earlier of getting confidence, if you do these two things together, you'll be unrecognizable within the next 6 months. Okay, so let's just bullet point this so you'll kind of know where I'm going with this whole entire thing. So first, we're going to talk about dating yourself. That's a way you can become confident. Getting intimate with yourself, those are together. Creating a health plan, a workout plan and a health plan. Okay, a diet plan and a workout plan. Number 3, challenging and pushing yourself. So those are the 3 things that are going to help you and support you while you hear the word of Christ. Let's go into dating yourself and what that looks like. Okay, so first of all, amidst the whole pandemic, on social media, the whole self-improvement conversation has been trending, has been popularized. Though the topic has been prevalent before the pandemic, a lot of people have been looking into improving themselves. And because of that, self-care has been pushed. So dating yourself, you can look at that as a extension of self-care improvement. And if you're not sure what that means or how to date yourself, it means basically dedicating all of your resources into taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental state, taking care of your physical state, taking care of your spiritual state, taking care of you all around, your entire being. Okay, literally make yourself feel loved by connecting with yourself on a deeper level and build a healthy relationship with you, whatever that looks like for you. Everybody has their own different love language, and everybody has their different love language to themselves. Like, they may love when somebody treats them a certain way, but they don't receive that love when they do it to themselves. So they have to modify how they want to treat them. And you can only figure that out by trial and error. That's something that you have to put into play. I can't tell you what that is because I don't know you. Okay, so basically spend time with yourself. Love yourself in your love language. And this means you can start by literally taking yourself out on a date. Literally dress up and go out where you want to go. You can go to the movies, you can go to the park, you can go to the beach, you can go anywhere that you want to go, because you're the only one going. So you really don't gotta negotiate with nobody. So figure out where you want to go and go there. And when you go there, get a journal, get a book. I prefer a journal because right now you're trying to learn about yourself. Just like if you took your significant other out on a date, you're trying to get information about them. You're trying to learn more about them. Likewise, get the notebook, take yourself out and figure out who are you? What is in this vessel? Yeah, you've been with yourself all your life, but that's not an indication that you know who you are all the way. Okay? So understand that. And so just like if you were in a relationship with someone, treat that dynamic with yourself. So if you're always going out to eat with somebody, go out to eat with yourself. If you're always, shacking up with somebody, I don't promote shacking up, okay? But that's the reality of the situation. Some people do that. So if that's something that you do, stop doing that and conserve your sexual energy and transmute it into your creative outlet. That's what I recommend. Or a lot of people do have sexual trauma, and that area is kind of iffy for them. I do recommend doing some healing there, like some therapeutic workouts, exercises that'll help you kind of heal the traumatic experience that happened to you sexually, and also using some myofascial release techniques in that area to just release any tension and remove any trauma or residue from the events that happened to you, unfortunately. But yeah, if you don't have any problems with that, and all you did was just shack up with your significant other, don't do that with yourself, because that's only going to drain your energy and make you have low self-esteem and no confidence. Conserve the sexual energy, transmute the sexual energy into a creative production, into a creative situation, okay? Yeah, and literally when you date yourself, you can literally section a time, because you're going to be dating yourself for your entire life. But it's a matter of if it's going to be an intentional dating relationship or not, an intentional relationship or not. So literally, if you're in this in a place where you want to garner confidence, you need to section off, I'll say at least, let's start with 3 months or 21 days. Literally consecrate those days only to dating you, figuring out about you, learning about you. And literally don't let anybody in. Don't talk to nobody, don't date nobody, don't do any of that. Because if you do, in a sense, that's you technically cheating on yourself, because you know what you committed to before that other person was involved. You know the promise that you had with yourself. And if you can't keep that promise to yourself, you can't even trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, if you don't have faith in yourself, how do you expect to have confidence? You have to have faith in yourself. You have to stick to the plans that you have set for yourself, okay? So consecrate at least 21 days of dating yourself and getting to know yourself, and whatever that means for you. Okay, we're moving on to the health plan. Now, the health plan comes with 2 components, your diet and your physical activity. One of the highest ways you can show yourself self-respect is not only by creating a health plan, but by sticking to it. Because what is the point in a health plan if ain't nobody doing it, okay? As we already know, society has created a system that is opposed to healthy living. And because of that, I know it can be challenging to reprogram your mind into a new way of being, like a healthy lifestyle, but know that it is necessary, okay? It's going to be worth it in the end, okay? If you aren't currently active and that's something that you have challenges with, that can be a part of the things that you implement in your consecration, okay? And the time period that you set for yourself to develop confidence, you need to be creating a health plan that suits you. I'm not saying start being an athlete, okay? I'm not saying go from couch potato to athlete. What I'm saying is start taking small steps to the goals that you have, even if it's just getting up or taking the steps instead of taking the elevator. Okay, for those of you guys who have no problem jumping into like an active regimen, get on that then. This isn't for you. But for those of you guys who literally are sedentary in your lifestyle and you don't know where to begin in your active lifestyle, and that is you're using that as a means to procrastinate and linger and stall your destiny, literally just do 30 jumping jacks a day. If you can't do 30 jumping jacks, if you can't rely on yourself to do 30 jumping jacks a day, you can forget about it. You can just forget about confidence, because that's something that you're not going to have, okay? And even with the health plan, everybody's body is different, and the nutrients that you need are different from the next person. So figure out, first of all, what your goals are and adjust your diet to that, okay? I can't be specific here because it's a general thing. I don't want to, give you information that's going to harm you. So figure out all of that for yourself, okay? Number 3 is to constantly challenge and push yourself. In order to be confident, you have to always be elevating, whether that be mentally, spiritually, physically. You always have to be aiming towards something. In Proverbs 29:18, it's a very important proverb. Okay, it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." So God installed in us this creative component where we have visions and we have aspirations, and that is what thrives us. Because he just said, without that, then you die. You become inactive. You become mute. You become non-existent. You perish. So figure out what your purpose is in life, or even if it's not your purpose, create something that is worth pursuing, because without that, you're gonna perish, okay? You're going to do the opposite of what you're trying to do, okay? We are designed to constantly evolve and grow. And if you choose to be stagnant, though you can grow, you're disgusting, okay? And when you push your limits and try to reach new heights, you create mental toughness, okay? And you will also build confidence in yourself to overcome challenges of many kind. So when you're constantly putting yourself in challenging situations, right? Coupled with the vision, if you're always putting yourself in challenging situations, you're constantly figuring out ways to get out of it. And so in that, you can definitely develop some trust in yourself. Like, it don't matter what I put myself in, I know I'm gonna figure it out. And if you constantly put yourself in that situation, that's the mindset that you're gonna have. And that mindset is gonna radiate in your demeanor, giving you this confident demeanor. You know what I mean? So confidence, this just piggybacks to, confidence isn't even something that you can fake. Confidence isn't something that is just, oh, you wake up one day and it's there. Confidence is something that you actually have to put into practice every single day. You have to constantly put yourself into challenging situations to see if that's something that you can rely on yourself or rely on God to get you out of, You have to constantly be yearning for something. You have to have an aim, a target, constantly trying to get it. And just like Les Brown says, I don't aim too low to hit, I aim high. And if I miss, at least I'll be among the stars. It's something like that. It was a quote similar to that. So if you aim it low, you just might hit lower than that. But if you aim high and miss it, at least you'll be among the stars. Find something worth pursuing and go after it. You know what I mean? And that is going to help you bring confidence into your aura, into your demeanor, and into your presence, more importantly. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope that it was beneficial to you. I hope that it was insightful and you learned, a lot, a little. I just hope that you learned from it. And I hope that I brought the whole idea of confidence into a different perspective for you, because confidence is something that is simple to attain, but it's not easy to get to. So I do want you to be encouraged and not discouraged on your journey of confidence, because it's going to be a journey. Again, real confidence is something that you have to work to get to. It's not something that happens overnight, okay? So with that being understood, I just give you this as a encouraging reminder that the journey that you're on is going to be beneficial if your intentions are well. If you are seeking confidence to improve yourself and not seeking confidence in a vain way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can be confident in your looks, but the confidence in your soul, in your spirit, in your God, that confidence overrides, the superficial confidence. And if you do the real confidence, it's going to affect how you feel about yourself physically also. So again, I hope that this video was insightful and just gave you a different perspective when it comes to understanding confidence. If you haven't already, please definitely hit that subscribe button, comment down below, leave a thumbs up if you liked it, or you can leave a thumbs down. It don't make no difference to me. And if you have any questions regarding confidence, feel free to hit me up on any of my social media platforms. Link is in the description, and DM me. I will be receptive to your questions, okay? So without further ado, thank you guys again so much for tuning in for today's episode. I'll see you next week for next week's episode. All right.